Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing some brief thoughts on episode 9 of the anime series Hana, or the Flowers of Evil. And this was a really interesting episode, and a lot of it had to do with the character of Seiki. Now, we're picking up right where we left off with this three-way confrontation between Seiki, Nakamura, and Kasuga. And Kasuga is at the brink of anxiety. He says, I think we should break up. He's about to run off and try to just close himself off from the world. And she calls him on it. She tells him, I know you stole my clothes. I know you destroyed the classroom. And, her reasoning is that on the cover of that little book of poetry by Baudelaire, The Flowers of Evil, there's an image, and he basically painted that same image on the floor of the classroom, all this stuff. And she very surprisingly says, I don't want to break up with you. I won't break up with you. I just want to understand why you did these things. And it mystifies me on some level as a viewer as much as it seems to mystify and torment Kasuga himself. He's very much tormented by the fact, as he says, why doesn't she hate me? Why hasn't she turned on me? And it's interesting what happens later in the episode. Now, following immediately on from this, we have the next day in school. We find out the classroom is being repaired and everybody has to be in a different class. And Kasuga, for all intents and purposes, is out, air quotes, sick. So we have Seiki confronting Nakamura in the bathroom and asking her, what's going on between them. Nakamura unabashedly just says, I told Kasuga you wanted to be intimate with him and all this stuff. And I think Seiki gains the perspective of what Nakamura's role in this has been all along. Not to be undone by this, she goes to Kasuga's house while he's supposed to be homesick and interrupts, conveniently enough, Kasuga's mother from questioning him about something. It seems almost as if, at least this is my perspective, that his mother suspects something and she wants to ask him. It's kind of like one of those things from 80s movies, kid, are you on drugs, or that kind of thing. She's probably going to ask him about, the school stuff. I think she's probably found the dirty clothes and everything like that, as we see revealed later. Once she sends Seiki away because Kasuga doesn't want to see her, Seiki will not be deterred and ends up going around to his window and yelling up to him, I hope you can hear me. I know you stole my clothes. And here we have the big surprise, at least for me, to a degree, where she basically admits to the fact that she's glad it was him. She's glad that he did that because, that's the way guys are. And if it had to be anyone, I'm glad it was you, somebody who I like, someone who likes me. And we see a little hint of, that prim and proper girl that we've been sort of led to believe that's who she is. She has her own sort of gray areas as well. I love this series' way of playing with the gray areas. Not everything is black and white in the world. There are gray areas, and you have someone who is even seemingly prim and proper, who has a level of, to use the popular term in the series, a level of deviance herself. So she walks away leaving him with the thought that she just wants to understand his mind process, and she just wants him to come to her rather than Nakamura all the time. The mother comes back in, and as I say, she reveals she found the dirty clothes. She knows what her son has done, and he just takes off. He's a complete panic attack, runs away, and he's saying, to himself basically, I can't stay here. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to be around these people. I don't fit in here. I need to go somewhere new. He runs into Nakamura again down by the river where she always hangs out, and they basically call back to the episode where they had their first encounter on his bike. I always wondered what happened to that bike, incidentally. We find out that she kept it down by her little river hiding spot, and they call back to that whole thing where she's like, take me over the hill. So they're planning on spiriting away in the middle of the night, go over the hill and start anew, I guess. You see, Kasuga's mother really panicked, going around riding her bike, questioning people if they've seen him. Seiki oversees and overhears this and grasps her chest like she's shocked. And I'm just dying to know what's going to happen next. I really have to pour into this manga once the series is done because I feel like the episodes are going to come up short. And I'm just so intrigued by this. So basically, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this episode, if you've seen it. And otherwise, that'll be it for me on this. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you later. Peace.